Okay, I'm going to talk about stinging nettles. Now, a couple of years ago, I had an anxiety attack, which I'd never had before. I didn't even know what it was. Gee, what happened a couple of years ago that changed the world? But anyway, um, I just was sitting in my chair here, and I was just like this, and my stomach was just tight, and I couldn't hardly move, and I was just full of anxiety about what was happening to this country and ultimately the world. Things are going, to hell in a handbasket. So I didn't know what to do. And of course, Hubs was scared because I was being weird. So I looked in my herb books. I got a bunch of herb books back here. Looked there, and I found something that said that stinging nettles is good for anxiety. Just make tea out of it. I thought, gosh, that's easy enough. And it just happened. You know how you do something, and you don't quite know why you do it, and then maybe 6 months or a year or 2 years, 3 years, 4 years down the road, you go, oh, that's why I did that. And it just all of a sudden makes sense. Well, I had picked stinging nettles to make for tea because I had heard that it was not good for tea, and I like tea, so what the heck? Thought I'd try stinging nettles tea, and I picked a whole bunch of it and dried it, and so I made myself a cup of stinging nettle tea, and I just used, like I have here, I just used a little tea ball like that, and I put the nettles inside along with other stuff. Now I've got it with I had it with regular tea, black tea. Now I've got other herbs in there and stuff, but the nettles. When I first did, it was just nettles, and I drank that cup of tea, and within half an hour, I was like, "Whoa, my anxiety is gone. My stomach is not tied in a knot. I'm better. I feel better. I felt better emotionally all the way through." Now, about, I'm going to say 10 years ago, my mom passed away, and I was really, and I asked the doctor for something. He gave me a prescription for, I don't even remember what the name of the stuff was. And I took that continually for 3 years. What happened? I sat in a chair with my remote control. I was not ambitious. I was not wanting to do anything. I was just sitting there. I was just nothing. So I thought, well, I'll go to the doctor and I'll see what he can do. And he gave me the same prescription for the same medication, which I didn't even realize until I'd had the prescription filled, and I open it up, and it's like, that's the same shit I had when my mother died, and it just kept me in a trance for 3 years. So I threw it, boom, right over there. I was sitting here, boom, I threw it right over there. It hit the wall and fell down behind my dresser. It's still there as far as I know. I wasn't going to take it again. It put me in a zombie state. I wasn't active. I just didn't do anything. And now I realize it was the medicine. It was definitely the medicine. The medicine. So I decided that this time I was going to try the nettles. And I just happened to have picked a bunch of nettles the autumn before. I thought, oh, let's just pick this. I'll make tea, whatever. And so I had some. I thought, well, I'll make the nettles. I use about a teaspoon. This is like 2 cups. This is like a 2-cup type thing. It's a big mug. 2 cups. Half a teaspoon per cup. So a teaspoon for that. Made the nettles tea. Drank it down. Sitting at the computer, doing it at the computer. Using the mouse. And all of a sudden I said, whoa, 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 whoa. This nettles tea is really helping me with this anxiety, I'm telling you. It was gone. That lump in my stomach was gone, and I didn't feel so dreadful. Dreadful is what I felt. Just dreading everything. Dreading Waking up in the morning, there was a point where I was considering not waking up the next morning. That's how bad it was. And I know there's a lot of people out there that have anxiety. So that's why I'm doing this video, because I want you to know that the Nettles tea, oh wow, was a miracle. It was a miracle. It really was. We need to be looking at the plants that grow around us that we can use every day medicinally. Nettles is my miracle. So I went, I don't know, about 3/4 of a year drinking my Nettles tea that I had collected the nettles. Then I ran out. What am I going to do? So I sent away, pardon me, for a pound of nettles tea, dried nettles, pound of dried nettles. And I sent away to a little advertisement here, Frontier Herbs, which is where I usually get most of my stuff from. And let me show you how much nettles I got for $10. You ready? That's how much nettles I got for $10. A big pickle jar. And when I put it in there, I pressed it down real hard so that, you know, it's really pressed in there. It's not like, you know, flaking around in there. And then I still had more. I probably had this cupful more of the nettles in there. That's a pound of nettles. That's a pound of nettles. Pound of nettles. So maybe this will last me the rest of my life. I don't know. But you can be sure that next year I'm going to grow and pick nettles continuously and have a continuous supply of the nettles. And I just drink the tea. That's all I do. It's a natural anxiety relief medicine. If you take meds for anxiety or any of that kind of stuff, try drinking some nettle tea. Seriously. You know, just hot water, and I put it in the microwave, and then I put it in my tea ball and dunk it in the microwaved water. You know, you can use a teapot, whatever, however you want to do it, doesn't matter. But what it is the essence of this plant. We have plants around us that grow around us all the time that we're considering weeds. Look like dandelions. They spray dandelions. They take that damn Monsanto crap and they spray dandelions. You should be eating the dandelions. You should be eating the dandelions in your yard. Not killing them with a chemical to make your lawn look pretty. Oh, for God's sake. We need to get back to using the plants that are indigenous to our area, that our native friends used all the time for medicinal purposes. They're less harmful than some of the drugs that we're expected to take. You know, and when I went to the doctor this last time, I said to him, you know, I cured my anxiety with nettles tea, and he was like, He had his desk, or what do you call it, laptop there, so he's, you know, working on this while I'm talking, telling him how the nettles has helped me. And I'm thinking he's, you know, I don't know what he's doing. He's probably not even listening to me, is what I thought, but he was actually. He had brought up an article on nettles. Oh yeah, it says here, you know, nettles is good for. It's good for anxiety. Okay, well, if it works for you, you know, good, good. And I'm just telling you, try nettles tea. Try nettles tea. If you have nettles growing in your yard, pick it. Well, how do you pick nettles? It's so prickly. Oh, for crying out loud, you put a glove on. What do you think? You know, I had long sleeves, and I had glove over the sleeve, and I just grabbed it at the base of the plant. Grabbed it at the base of the plant, cut it off, put on a rubber band, and then I have a tree out there that's got cut limbs on it, just stuck it on the limb, and it wilted. And once it wilts, it loses that stinging property. Or you could take a hose. You could hose it off. If you think there's bugs or something on there, hose it off. That will also get rid of the sting of the stinging nettles. That's what we should be doing, is looking for things that grow in our yard instead of using chemicals to get rid of them. Chemicals are what's killing us, not the natural plants, not the native plants that are from this area. We need to be listening to our native friends more as far as medicinal plants and that sort of thing. Well, I think we should be listening to them for a lot of things, but medicinal purposes, medicinal plants for sure. You spend all this money on something, my anxiety medicine. I took it for 3 years. I was making copay on it or whatever the heck it is, and you don't even need that stuff. You don't even need that stuff when you've got a plant in your yard that will help you. And if you're hungry in the spring, and some of you people out there might be hungry in the spring, the colonists brought dandelion. Now, dandelion is not a native. It's native to Europe and Russia and, I don't know, other places like that. But when the colonists came, they brought dandelion with them because they knew that the dandelion was going to be the first thing to come up after the snow. And they could go out and pick the leaves, and the root, actually. Pick the leaves, and there was food. Food. They didn't know what was here. They didn't know what they could use here. So they brought it with them. Here's what they're familiar with. And they brought the dandelions. That's why we have dandelions here, even though they're not native to our country. But that's what we need to be doing, is going back to those things I'm telling you. The nettles helped me. If you're on anxiety medicine, I'm saying don't go off your medicine. I'm not saying go off your medicine. Take your medicine. But try the nettles and see if that doesn't help. Maybe you can wean yourself off that prescription drug. Maybe you can do that. I did. The bottle's still behind my dresser. Still behind my dresser. I looked at that and I went, not taking that stuff again. It just made me too docile. I just was like, all the time. I had no energy to do anything, didn't want to do anything. Now with the nettles, I'm ready to go. I take my medicine, I drink my tea, and I have the ambition to go out and do something. Which, I'm glad for. So there's my video on nettles. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to do some more videos like this. Send them out. Walking through my woods. We'll go walking through the woods. I hope to take my husband out. We'll walk in the woods. He will tell his stories. I'll tell my stories. I always say I'm looking up at the trees and the birds and that sort of thing, seeing what's going up there, because that's what I'm interested in. And he's always looking on the ground. He's looking on the ground because he's looking for tracks of things, and he'll point out, oh, there's an opossum. And I go, how do you know that's an opossum? How do you know that's an opossum? Oh, here's some deer over there. Oh, yeah, they laid down here. And that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to take you out. We'll walk and do some of that kind of stuff out in the woods. But that's what I hope to be doing here pretty soon, along with just sitting here and talking about stuff. I'm going to try to not say too many things political because people don't want to hear that crap. Although I may go on a tangent once in a while. I'll let you know. I'll put up my little sign. Did you see my little sign where I said nettles? Nettles. You see that? Yeah, nettle. I'll put up a sign that says politics. So if you don't want to listen, you don't have to. Oh, I can't believe how foolish our country has become. That's another topic. I'm not going there. Okay, so that's this video. I will stop it now, and thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you later. Bye.